Good Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up today. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and today, in an entertainment spotlight, you're being part of my conversation with actor Michael Teh. Enjoy today's program. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Wednesday headlines. In national news, the Mississippi State Department of Health reported 2,205 new COVID-19 cases in Mississippi and 48 additional deaths on Tuesday. There have now been 183,300 COVID-19 cases in the Magnolia State and 4,252 coronavirus-related deaths in the state since March. More than 16.2 million people in the country have been infected with the virus, and more than 300,000 have now died, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. In Mississippi, the nation's first COVID-19 vaccine arrived on Monday. In more COVID-19 news, U.S. vaccinations ramp up as second COVID-19 shot nears. Hundreds more hospitals around the country began dispensing COVID-19 shots to their workers in a rapid expansion of the U.S. vaccination drive Tuesday, while a second vaccine moved to the cusp of government authorization. A day after the rollout of Pfizer-BioNTech's coronavirus shots, the Food and Drug Administration said its preliminary analysis confirmed the effectiveness and safety of the vaccine developed by Moderna and the National Institutes of Health. A panel of outside experts is expected to recommend the formula on Thursday, with the FDA's green light coming soon thereafter. The Moderna vaccine uses the same technology as Pfizer-BioNTech's and shows similar strong protection against COVID-19, but is easier to handle because it does not need to be kept in the deep freeze at minus 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Another weapon against the outbreak can't come soon enough. The number of dead in the U.S. passed a staggering 300,000 on Monday, according to Johns Hopkins University, with about 2,400 people now dying per day on average. The devastating toll is only expected to grow in the coming weeks, fueled by travel over Christmas and New Year's, family gatherings, and lax adherence to mask wearing and other precautions. In more national news, GOP leader McConnell finally acknowledges Biden won the election. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell congratulated Democrat Joe Biden as president-elect on Tuesday, saying the Electoral College has spoken. The Republican leader's statement, delivered in a speech on the Senate floor, ends weeks of silence over President Donald Trump's defeat. It came a day after electors met and officially affirmed Biden's election win. "I want to congratulate President-elect Joe Biden," McConnell said in his statement. "Many of us had hoped the presidential election would yield a different result," he said, "but our system of government has the processes to determine who will be sworn in on January the 20th. The Electoral College has spoken." McConnell called Biden someone who has devoted himself to public service for many years. He also congratulated Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, saying all Americans can take pride that our nation has a female Vice President-elect for the very first time. Biden told reporters that he called McConnell on Tuesday to thank him for the remarks. As Biden departed Wilmington, Delaware, to campaign for Democrats in the Georgia runoff elections for Senate, he said they had a good conversation. "We agreed to get together sooner than later," Biden said. The Senate leader's speech followed a groundswell of leading Republicans who have now said that Biden is the winner of the presidential election, essentially abandoning Trump's assault on the outcome after the Electoral College on Monday confirmed Biden's victory. In business news, U.S. agencies and companies secure networks after a huge hack. U.S. government agencies and private companies rushed on Monday to secure their computer networks following the disclosure of a sophisticated and long-running cyber espionage intrusion suspected of being carried out by Russian hackers. The full extent of the damage is not yet clear, but the potential threat was significant enough that the Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity Unit directed all federal agencies to remove compromised network management software, and thousands of companies were expected to do the same. In more business news, stocks climb on Wall Street, breaking a 4-day losing streak. Stocks closed broadly higher on Wall Street, breaking a 4-day losing streak for the S&P 500 on Tuesday. The benchmark index added 1.3%, and other major indexes also rose. And finally, in entertainment news, Jay-Z's Rock Nation forms book publisher with Random House. A decade after publishing his autobiography Decoded, Jay-Z is forming a more lasting partnership with the book industry. Roc Nation, the entertainment company founded by the rapper, is starting an imprint with Random House called Rock Lit 101. In a joint announcement on Tuesday, Random House and Roc Nation promised books at the dynamic intersection of entertainment and genre-defying literature. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Energy is a magnifier. Energy is a magnifier that can attract like energies while repelling unlike energy. Just like the scientific principles explaining magnetism, like energy attracts like and repels unlike energy. Many of your reactions to people and circumstances are based on unconscious reactions to their energies. You may even be able to tune into the energy of a situation you are facing. This can help you to make a decision about how to proceed. With careful practice and meditation, you can learn to sense the energy within other living things, especially yourself. You can become attuned to how other people's energy affects you. You can also learn how you are affected by the energy of non-living things. Today, become attuned to how you are impacted by different kinds of energy. And enjoy your day.
Enjoy today's Entertainment Spotlight featuring actor Michael Teh right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Actor Michael Teh joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the year that's been 2020. You've recently seen him bringing the character Vincent to life on the hit show on NBC, Days of Our Lives. Here's part of our conversation. What has it been like for you, Michael, to kind of reflect on this year and the things that have come your way?
Well, I feel a bit guilty, actually, because with the pandemic going on, there's so many people suffering and so many people unemployed. And obviously, because of the pandemic, I've had many, many months of being unemployed myself. But before the pandemic and at the beginning of the year, I'd probably had my busiest period as an actor. And I have been on a cross-seasonal arc playing a villain on Days of Our Lives. And then I got really close to a series regular role on an Amazon show, The Wilds. I made Final 3, but instead got a consolation smaller role. And I was in New Zealand early in the year shooting that. So I do feel relatively blessed compared to many these days.
So what has that been like? Because I know you've gotten, a crazy response this year because of Days. But what has it been like for you to have people tell you how much they enjoy your work?
Well, it's just, I just feel like it's when you're an actor and it's so hard for most actors to get work that I just feel like it's an absolute blessing whenever we do get the work. And I think during a pandemic when so many people are locked in their homes or staying home a lot more, I think that it's really become apparent that art is an essential.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back with you guys on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course our Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host Cyrus Webb saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.